a sinner, left my lover crying on the dance floor. I'm a sinner, I'm a sinner.
Welcome back to the demo for I Wani Hug That Gator by the guys at Caveman Studios. The guys who made the Snoot Snoot game. Morning comes. The Iron Man one is nice. The Wonder Woman one. Dark Knight. I've always had a decent internal clock, but it's a new record for me to get accustomed to a new sleeping schedule in just one day. Especially with this fully grown lump on my scalp. I move an arm from my sheet and feel my head. Yeah, that's bruised real good. Could be worse, though. Alright, time to get up. I slump out of bed and yawn, stretching my arms and cracking my spine a bit. My new room is pretty nice. Quite spacious, even with all the still sealed boxes. I brush my hand over one of them, the one with my other clothes. I'll get around to opening them at some point. Right now, though, it's time for breakfast. Okay, so hold on. I don't have a whittled dinosaur, but I know what I have. Give me a second. I don't think the Eldritch Abomination will mind me borrowing this. She has to use it tomorrow, so I have to make sure I put it back, though. I shuffle downstairs into the heart of the house. The morning sunbeams shining through the windows draw my eyes to look out at the new neighborhood. The driveway is empty. Looks like my parents are already gone for the day. No surprise there, really. It's all they ever focus on. A shiver runs up my spine as my feet step on the icy tiles of the kitchen. My eyes are drawn to some taped-up boxes that are still scattered around the counters. There's a familiar sticky note on the fridge, and I don't even have to read it to know what it says. At this point, Mom's just wasting paper. The least she could do is reuse same note and make small addendums to them. I snag a plate from the nearest drawer and open up the freezer. No fresh produce to be seen, but there's still mostly full boxes of breakfast burritos. Yeah, I've been trying to appreciate ethnic cultures more. Plate loaded with a couple of minuscule flour-wrapped meals. I set the microwave and wait for the burritos to hopefully not explode or burn inside. While I wait, though, I check my phone. I scan over my newsfeed and check out some of the people I'm subscribed to, hoping there's something to watch during my meal. Unfortunately, nobody posts videos or streams this early in the morning. Hi. Guess I'll just watch a suggested video then. I prop my phone up and click on something random. At the ding of the microwave, I retrieve my breakfast, carry it carefully so I don't burn my hands on the bottom of the plate. I give the first burrito a test bite, and the inside is still cold. I don't want to stick it back in, though. The tortilla would just become a brick then. I shrug it off, continue chewing, and watch my phone. Top of the morning, folks! By the time the video ends, I've finished the last of the half-thawed burritos. Pocketing my phone, I slip the plate into the sink and head out for the day. Wash your fucking plate. This time, I'm at least getting through the day. Today, survival. Tomorrow, thrival. What? I'll work on it. On the metro again, I take a little more time to check out my surroundings. The sun shines through the windows across from my normal seat. There's this one chick that was there yesterday, probably on her way to work. It's probably a set routine of hers at this point. She always does a bit of makeup first and then checks her phone for the rest of the way. When the sun shines through the window, it highlights her hair in a really neat way. Like a movie poster almost. I'd take a picture, but it might be a little too awkward for me. Also, everything disappeared. Why did it get so dark? I was saying Hammond Street and you, Mr. Nito. So far, Mr. Nito. A voice so deep I feel it reverberate in my bones calls from above. Hi, what the fuck are you? I'm taken aback at his authoritative stature. His head is nearly grazing the top of the passenger's car. How did he even get in here? Oh, it's been great so far, Mr. Ferris. He offers out his hand for a handshake, though his palm alone smothers my entire hand. How do you know my name? You're clearly going to school, and the nearest one is St. Helmans, and I'm already aware of a new human student, if you don't mind my profiling. Whoa, you got all that just from looking at me? I'm partially joking. Your full name is printed on your backpack. You know that's dangerous, right? Oops. Yep, that's me, alright. But please, I know it's only a few days since the year started, but I'd like to hear your opinion so far. Is this a questionnaire or something? Not exactly, but it is for some importance to an assignment of mine. What does that mean? Oh, what am I being secretive for? Oh, what am I being secretive for? Oh, what am I being secretive for? Why the fuck couldn't I get that line? I'm here to audit your school. See the teachers, know the students, make sure it's a proper place for learning. I wish it were something worth being secretive about. More often than not, it's just paperwork and office politics. Oh, it's alright. My thoughts on the school so far? I considered telling him about the teacher nailing me with the dodgeball to make a point. Nah, I'm over it. Well, the classes that I have are great, and the teachers I have are a dynamic bunch. He thumbs the inside of his coat pocket for his pen, but decides he doesn't need it yet. I see. Any favorites? I mean, I don't like to have favorites, but all the staff seem pretty lively. Ferris lets out a heavy rumbled chuckling. That's certainly good to hear. And what of your fellow students? Made any friends? It's been a bit of a struggle, but it's always been that way for me since my folks move around a lot. I think I'm doing pretty good this time around. Why do you think that is? I think it's the jacket. And I talked to somebody. The jacket? I give my lapel a quick tug for the extra style points. The Coastline Cotton Nylon Bomber number 32. Part of the latest catalog by B&F. Why did I say B&F? Oh, because I was looking at... Okay. I'm looking at the side of my eye and stuff. A&F. I see. Does he need to lean so close to inspect it? If the carriage rocks in any way, he'd probably turn me into a piece of modern art against the window. And that's really what the youth are into these days. Hey, the results speak for themselves. Whatever he's thinking about, it's got nothing to do with his work. I think I have a pretty good idea on what it could be, though. Mr. Ferris? Do you got no swag? Huh? Well, I guess that's probably answers it. I admit to being a little gray. I'm aware I'm not exactly with it anymore. Well, even the older generation can dress to impress. You just have to see what people today like to wear. I just like stuff with pretty stuff on it. Like my cute little shirt here. My little yellow shirt. I should get a new shirt. And my little Bowser here that the Eldritch Abomination is gonna lose her fucking mind if she realizes I stole. No one tell her. I'm just borrowing it. I'm certainly willing to listen to the youth of today, yes. It is somewhat important to my job to know how the student's body thinks. And my niece often suggests dressing more relaxed, whatever that means. Does she ever see you in casual clothes? I'm wearing them now. Oh, brah. I can save him. The rest of the trip was quick, but we continued with the small talk about trends. When we arrive at my stop, he attempts to give me his business card. For someone whose mere presence could stop a fight, he seems like a genuinely nice fellow. I look forward to talking to him again, honestly. I don't. My throat hurts from having to do an hour-long recording before this. Oh god, those burritos were a mistake. My stomach is rolling after the warm-ups. Oh, fuck me. Running with a silver spoon is gonna suck. Alright, maggots, today we'll be working on your cardiovascular system. By that I mean a good old-fashioned mile run. I want everyone out on the track field to yesterday. I noticed Damien's mouth open soon as the coach Sully yells the words. And no, Damien, that doesn't mean I want you to time travel. Unless, of course, you mean running so fast that you hit 88 miles per hour. And just as quickly, Damien shuts his mouth again and shoots Sully a thumbs up. Sully's only reply is to let out a snort. Double team it now, cupcakes! I could get a lot louder if nobody believes me. There's no hesitation from me this time. I follow the rest of the class and do the run Sully wanted. I knew I was going to fuck it up at some point. I didn't expect it to be that quick. As expected, I rapidly fall behind the pack. Hey, Inko, nice of you to drop by. How are you doing? Damien, what are you doing back here? Keeping up my new buddy company, of course. What are you doing? Just trying not to vomit. You doing great then? Thanks, I guess. I'm gonna just give him this for us because it's a bit easier on my throat. No, the other one, I'll figure it out. Shouldn't you be at the very front of the pack, though? Next to Mia? Nah, man, not her. Mia? You know, the one who knocked you out yesterday? A brief flashback reminds me of the red Parasaurus. Ah, her. By the by, glad to see you're doing way better today. You're even up and running. Yeah, glad I didn't wind up with permanent brain damage. Hey, question. Was what happened yesterday normal around here? Well, Mia's wild one, that's for sure. Best not to mess with her unless you're into those kinds of chicks, and in which case, be my guest. As for Sully, yeah, he's always like that. You'll get used to it, though. He ain't that bad of a guy once he warms up to you. If you say so. Hey, don't worry, man. You're going to fit in no time flat. In fact, you should sit with us at lunch. That way we can give you a proper welcome and stuff. Lunch? I mean... Inko! Damien! Don't fall behind! That's how Purity threw out her voice once again. Sully's voice snaps me from my mini stupor and makes me realize just how far behind Damien and I had fallen behind the rest of the class. Whoops, better catch up with the others before Sully brings out the punitive measures. Excuse me, the what? You don't want to find out, brother, trust me. What? Come on, dude, let's jet. Before I can say another word, Damien gets behind me and starts pushing me forward, forcing my legs to move faster than they should have. I have to struggle to not trip over myself, but somehow I managed to keep up with the pace that Damien was forcing my whole body to maintain. Dead. 5 minutes and 3 more laps later, I fall flat on my ass, my heart beating so fast and lungs burning so fiercely that every breath feels like sandpaper scraping against my throat. Regardless of that, though, I finished the jog. The first small step towards conquering my physical weakness. Good job, maggots! Keep this up and you'll be soldiers yet! Sully turns to me with a slight grin, shoots me a thumbs up. Okay, that's all for today. Hit the lockers, cupcakes! Damien helps me back up, and I join the rest of the male students as we head back to the locker room. We talk a bit more about our interests and other school matters on the way, Damien filling me in on a bit of St. Hammond. Is that a Jurassic Park reference? History during the 3 years he'd been in attendance. By a bit of luck, our lockers aren't that far apart from one another, but our conversation isn't a real possibility considering all the other ones going on in a relatively cramped locker room. There really isn't that much more time to chat before the bell rings for our next class. I wave goodbye to Damien and start looking for my next class. Oh, you know what would be fun? Oh, wait, you couldn't do that because of the animation. I was gonna say it would be kind of fun to give different outfits for Inko, but I just realized because of the animations that would be really difficult. Yeah, forget it. Don't forget lunch with Buds. Eventually he will get a solid voice. I nod in a reply as I turn around and head down the hall towards my next class. Thank you. Go away. Making my way down the hall, I take notice of the surroundings. Though everything about the school seemed pretty normal, there are some key modifications made just better suit the majority of the student body. Mainly water fountains that settle a good 10 or more feet above me. Overall, nothing crazy special. The next class I'm sort of looking forward to. AP Art Design. The class looks more like a studio classroom on the second floor. It looks more like it's in a studio classroom on the second floor. Part of the school here is built to be both inside and outside, with open ceilings and walls here and there. Since it's also the art wing, the display pictures are coated with hydrophobic layers and framed. Although, since it's the start of the year, the halls are freshly cleared, waiting to be filled in as the semester passes. Of course, there's no shortage of drains. This hall in particular is displayed prominently in the school's advertising material, and for good reason. The carefully and expertly built dynamic between the surrounding nature and the school, school, and even the building materials themselves is nothing less than mystical. I can already feel the creative juices flowing. Soon enough, I'm standing just outside the door to my next classroom. Much like the school's walls outside, it's decorated in various colors and patterns, each corner painted and tagged by different students. I barely step foot inside before the bell rings. I feel like each one, well, these are all probably still works like the backgrounds I think are still probably works in progress, because it feels like each one is done by a different person, which isn't a bad thing, mind you. I'm not saying it is. Since I was the last one in, all but one of the other seats were taken. It's empty close to the front. While many of the students look well prepared, some are clearly ready to fall asleep within the next few minutes. Then there's the teacher. He's standing up by the board, waiting for me to finish looking around and take a seat. Since he isn't urging me to look for a seat, he must be used to new students taking it all in. That must be the art teacher. Somehow he looks young and old at the same time. Well, don't want to hold up class for too long. Trying not to take the teacher's hospitality for granted, I take a seat closest to me in the front row. Even with me sitting down, the art teacher still continues to idle, instead staring at the seated students with a hazy stare. Nobody else seems to be paying attention to him, save for a few people here and there. A few students are whispering something behind me.
Where was he yesterday? Hey, I'm not complaining about less work. Yeah, but on the first day.
Huh? So in a way, it's the teacher's first day as well? So I didn't miss anything in this class? That's pretty cool, actually. Fuck. The teacher slams the front of his desk with both fists, the sound echoing through the room. It's the signal for all auxiliary conversations to cease, and the class obeys. Despite the sudden furniture abuse, the teacher doesn't look agitated. Rather, he got a massive grin on his face. The phrase "winning smile" comes to mind. Oh my god, he needs the gay voice, doesn't he? Alright then. The pale pterodactyl holds what looks like a metallic tray on a stick. Good morning, class! Thank you, Raptor Jesus, for forcing me to wear prescription shades. My classmates are all wincing in pain and wiping their eyes. And welcome to AP Art Design! He holds up a stick haphazardly. This is a flash pen. Saw it at an antique store yesterday. Thought it'd be a good introduction. That's not a... Why are you holding a feather then? It's not important. It's not important. Worthless, actually. The class winces as the stick is chucked into the garbage bin and shattered. Excuse my absence yesterday. I had matters to take care of elsewhere. My name is Mr. Lidicon. Within the blink of an eye, the teacher has replaced the sun on a stick with a fancy marker and managed to scrawl his name across the board in the finest show of calligraphy. I wonder if the feather's going to stay or if it's going to be changed. And I shall be your guide as we explore the expanses of the creative world. Let's not dilly-dally then, shall we? For a teacher, he's very animated. This first week, we'll be going in depth on the history of the fundamentals of art. Perhaps a little trial by fire as well to get your creative juices flowing. I'm gonna give myself a headache doing his voice. But fuck it. There's a murmurs from the classmates, though I pay them no mind. In fact, the prospect of doing some creative work to create something that I could possibly show off. For a brief moment, I picture my own name on a placard in the hallway outside the principal's office. For now, though, I'd like for all of you to open your textbooks to page 3. I promise eventually I will stop doing that. Right, my book. Wait. What book? Wait. Looking around, I see that everyone has a novel-sized hard book opened. Oh. They must have gotten them yesterday. Teach! Now then, class, we'll be starting with... I hesitantly raise my hand. Mr. Ladican, sir? Ladican? Lada whatever? I don't have a book yet. You don't have a... How? The substitute passed all of them out yesterday. Oh. His eyes flicker open a second as he connects some internal dots. The word on the street is that some new kid got a concussion so hard he had to leave early. Did the street at least mention I was doing well before that? Oh, of course not. You're Mr. Naito, right? Yes, sir. Given the circumstances, I'll let it slide. For now, why don't you share with one of your classmates? After class, I'll write you a note that you can give to the librarian. Thank you, sir. I kind of regret being so late because the only person I can realistically share with is the person at to my side. So, hey. Wait a minute. Wasn't she the one speeding through the hallway yesterday? Just like back then, I feel her gaze piercing and cold as if she's not even seeing me next to her. Oh god, she's blind too. Not sorry. Would it be okay to share a book? Would it be okay to share the book? It'll only be for today. Instead of a verbal response, she lets out a defeated low groan like I just spit in her cereal. She then huddles back over her page. Well, gee, sorry I asked. It's only the first real day. Maybe I won't need it. Olivia, come on, share with him this one time. I've already told him I'd personally resolve the issue. Just help me out here, all right? She responds by making a show of sighing deeply while rolling her head back and around. Ordinarily, oh good, she's autistic. Ordinarily, there'd be a groan to go with the gesture, but she remains silent. Well, she is in art school. I'm gonna tap to turn on. Oh, you know what? Fuck it, bring the comments. Hi, Devs! I don't know if you're gonna watch this. Hi, guys. Her head hangs low in defeat, and she nudges the book a few centimeters closer to me. Thanks? I slide my own desk closer to her, just enough that I can read the page. Well, maybe she is mute. While our teacher orates The pages, as if reading from Death of a Hunter, I follow along while simultaneously trying to capture anything that stands out in my text into my notebook. A lot more difficult than expected, as Mr. Latican seemed to put more emphasis on every word he spoke. I felt like I was just copying the page wholesale. My eyes turned from the book to the girl's notes and... Those are some very murderous-looking claws on her fingertips. For a split second, I see them retract. She wipes her fingertips on a small hand towel and... Whoa, the claws extend again into a bright red puddle on her desk. A singular red-colored claws pressed on her paper for a moment, then quickly tugged and twirled and twisted, leaving behind a bright red cursive sentences on the page. Cool. Those silver irises flicked my way once more. What? What you're doing, that looks pretty cool. A hint of red creeps across the girl's cheeks. She looks back at the book and hunches her shoulders as high as she humanly can. Huh? She's now leaning over her notes too, even using the book as extra protection for the pages. I should be focusing on my own notes, yeah. An impossible task now, though, as the colorful calligraphy next to me has piqued my interest. The quill talon continues to delicately etch notes onto the page, and it only leaves the page to dip into what looks like a tiny paint palette at the edge of her desk. The claws extend again, and now there's a faint rumbling. Hey. I hadn't meant to get caught up in it. Sorry, I wait for her to give me a name. She doesn't. She simply returns her focus to the book between us. I wonder what her deal is. In either case, I turn my attention back to class, hope I can make up for lost time. I'm gonna point out once a fucking again that a bunch of shit posters, and I mean that in a very loving way, make a game that deals with teenagers, both, I should say, their games. I haven't played their third one, I have it though. Are dealing with disability and teenagers and stuff a lot fucking and just people in general, a lot fucking better than most AAA games. People wonder why I do visual novels. In either case, I turn my attention back to class, hope I can make up for lost time. It's hard to ignore the Gator girl though. Especially when those icy gray eyes of hers feel like icicles poised to stab through me. Hey, wait a second. Those hand motions. She's not writing anything right now. She's drawing. Well, it's none of my business. But I am rather curious. I make a show of leaning back to yawn. Now I can see it's... Whoa! It's a calligraphic doodle of me. There's no mistaking it. That's my jacket and my glasses. That's pretty cool. Nobody's ever drawn me before. Well, there were those others the first day of school, but that's different. They weren't using their own art, claws, or ink. Aw man, I can't wait. I gotta ask for a closer look. Yay, that's not gonna work. Hey. Your picture's super cool. Can I see it? Buzz off. She glares at me in the eyes, but slowly brings out a sheaf she was doodling. The sheaf she was doodling on. Sheaf? Is that what you call the notepad? Fuck. With the paper more visible, I can just barely make out all the important details. The line work is sharp, each stroke an organic curve that when combined formed what had to be me. It even had my glasses in the negative space of the head. Though, what was with the multiple swervy lines coming out of the drawing's head? Dude, this is great. She rolls her eyes and starts retracting the page. Can I take a picture of it? A pause. Why? Nobody's ever done something like that for me, and I want to remember it? She passes the paper over to me. Yours. Whoa, really? Thanks. Don't mention it. But, don't. She's nice. After a grueling period made worse by my own anxiety, the bell rings to set us free. Finally, freedom at last. Just stay for a moment longer, Inko. I don't know if it's Inko or Inko, so I'm just going to say Inko. I get some sideways glances from the other students as they leave, no doubt suspecting I'm a teacher's pet already. With a few strokes of his pen, Ladakan hands me a note. Just show this to the librarian and she'll hand you your books. On your way now. A quick trip to the library earns me my missing books. I even got a fancy laminated library card. Ladakan's introduction to his class certainly has made me excited for photography next. First stop, though, lunch. Can't take pictures on an empty stomach. Between my lackluster breakfast and gym classes, I'm practically starving. Despite my hunger, though, I'm stopped dead in my tracks as I look around the cafeteria for a place to sit. A whole place is taken by lawless anarchy. I've never seen a riot this intense. A few students have even crawled halfway up the wall, hanging from the decorative vines. Food flies about everywhere, utilized as ammunition rather than sustenance. And yet the security guard by the door isn't moving. This must be acceptable? I shudder to think what would be bad enough to warrant him taking action. I've never seen anything like this at any of my old schools. A bit more importantly, all the cliques have already formed from the previous day. I missed my chance to sit with anybody. Wait. It's only the second day. Why am I acting as though it's too late for anything? Yo, Nico! My shoulders checked from behind by what feels like an oversized fist or undersized boulder. Oh, is he the Boulder King? If I wasn't already by the wall, I would have either been sent sprawling or made into roadkill. When I turned around, I met with Damien's toothy grin. Ow, what? What, already forgot about me? You don't got anywhere to be, right? Yeah. You stuttered. Come on, we're going somewhere. May as well, right? Damien excitedly motions to me to follow through the traffic of students going about the lunchroom. Peering in through the crowd, waving me over and disappearing again like he's outrunning something. It's a good thing I hadn't gotten my lunch yet. It'd be dumped on the ground about 3 elbows and a slap ago. Through the clamoring, I hear something about a turf war restarting with the new year, and that the megalodons will continue to rule. Somewhere mixed is the sharks in there too? Yeah, I know that's the joke. Somewhere mixed in is the undeniable sound of steel chairs clattering to the ground. The place is an actual war zone now. How on earth is Damien able to weave through these guys so easily? Eventually, he leads me to the far corner of the room and to his lunch table. Hey, you're alive! I think one of my ribs is cracked. That's just the school spirit you're feeling. Ugh. I feel less like a person and more like a well-used punching bag. I finish stretching my wounded back and actually check the table. It's basically empty. There's only one other person here. The Gator girl gives an unamused raised brow. Hey! You. Oh, snap, you know Olivia? Olivia, right, yeah. The one and only. Why didn't you tell me you met already? Because I only sort of did. We're in the same class. Oh, okay, I get it now. Still, that sounds awesome. All my lunch buddies are artists. Oh? Oh yeah, there's usually a third in our group, but she's out screwing around in school businesses. She'll probably be back around. God, I hope we don't get another fucking Trish. She'll probably be back tomorrow. Student council stuff. Can't take that long, right? What's she need with the student council? Oh, she doesn't need anything with the student council. She's in it. She's the treasurer. The treasurer? Something like that. What do you think, Olivia? Olivia just grunts in reply. She doesn't even bother to look up from her lunch tray. Aren't you an artist too, Damien? Nah, I don't got the patience to sit around for hours like that. So you're not taking advantage of the art programs here? Don't really need them. Home's just real close by. Only other artist here today is Olivia. His arm wave over Olivia as if he was presenting her at an auction or something. For her part, the Gator girl just grunts again. Well, what do you do then, Olivia? Finally, she looks up, turning an indifferent look my way. Did she say something? What was that? The ambient war noise is a bit too loud and can't hear a thing. Sorry, I can't hear anything you're saying over the... Don't sweat it. She's just the real quiet type. I paid. Whoa, hey. Holy hell, her voice sounds so Oh my god, I got the right voice. Holy shit, I got the right voice. Holy hell, her voice sounds so raspy as if she never drunk a drop of water in her life. Something right now I'd kill for. Guess I hadn't noticed before when she gave those one-syllabus responses, but for someone's voice to be that strained from a single shout? She furrows her brow and looks back down at her lunch. Oh snap, we've been standing around for a while. He sits down in his own seat and takes a huge bite of the mystery meat steak. Right, food. After the workout and the poor breakfast today, I'm particularly famished now. But... the line. All eyes look to where the lunch line should be. And it's a full-blown riot. Someone's got a fire extinguisher trying to stop it. Oh, I probably should have waited for you to get yours. Whoops. Damien returns to his steak rather aggressively. But who am I to question dino etiquette and the act of using one's foot to anchor the food by tearing? Suddenly, the sound of squeaking rubber draws both of our attentions towards Olivia. She's holding on to one of her wheels, having just skidded it across the granite floor. Oh, what's up? She tilts her head back towards the courtyard door behind us. It looks like there's a few vending machines out there. Huh. I guess I'll check them out. I leave the group behind to go and try to get lunch. Not a fan of soda and chips for a meal, but it's enough for wartime survival. Hey, this thing accepts credit cards, handy. I'm feeling like... Let's see. I don't actually drink soda. I pick out a few brands I recognize, enough to tide me over for the rest of the school day. I bend to pick up the bags from the dispenser slot and... that green chick's looking at me. She notices me gazing at her and hunches over again hurriedly. What's that all about? Right, making new friends. I buy a few extra sodas for the table. Carrying everything back in both arms, I place them on the empty spot, sliding a can of soda to Damien. He looks at me like I had just tossed him a gold bar. Whoa, dude! The dino boy's mouth opens wide as he chomps on the bottom of the can, his fangs piercing the thin metal, spraying its contents down his gullet. I toss them over to Olivia as well, she eyes it as though it were a booby trap before taking a bag of chips. Damien sighs happily as he chucks the shredded remains of his can away. Caffeine ambrosia. I don't miss soda. What were we talking about before? Olivia's art, right. She's really good, Inky. Like, you wouldn't believe. Can he at least stick to a nickname? Really? Oh, totally. She's like won awards and stuff. She has? Can I see them? In fact, I could snap some glamour shots of you. No need, dude. I already got pictures on my phone. No, I mean, hold on. I pick up my backpack from the floor, unzip it, and retrieve my beloved camera from it. I'm actually into photography. The Dino Man reaches for the well-aged DSLR, and on instinct, I swat his hand away. Nope. Consider how expensive a DSLR is? Yeah. God, I would love a DSLR camera. Hey! Sorry, force of habit. What do you think, Olivia? She eyes me up and down with the same furrowed brow. Aren't you the guy that ate dirt in the gym yesterday? Damien and image in text not found. Okay, that's interesting. Yep, nope. I shoot Damien a quick dirty glance before returning to look at Olivia. It wasn't that bad. It was pretty bad. It wasn't. And how does everyone seem to know about it? Damien looks aside sheepishly. I maybe have a hand in spreading the story around. I thought it was funny. Don't worry though, everyone has some embarrassing stories. One time I got my frills stuck in the bathroom stall. I didn't need to know that. It took him an hour to get it out. See, everybody's got something. Olivia pops a chip into her jaws, her face looking out to nowhere as if she's thinking of something. Damien leans close to me, one of his frills extended to hide from Olivia. Dude, I haven't seen her talk this much during lunch since last year. She said 3 things and one of them was a grunt. Why the secrecy? It's like a secret meeting, those are cool. Uh-huh. But yeah, this is something else. She's really warming up to you, I can tell. He sits back down properly. Honestly, this whole thing is a little creepy. She's probably not a bad person to talk to, but Damien isn't helping any. As eager as I am to make new friends this year, this is definitely not how I thought it would pan out. Maybe it's best that I get through lunch quickly and quietly. At least I have a spot to sit during lunch, not like I'd have any other options. Oh, there you are, Inko. It took me a minute to remember who he is. A voice rings out to greet me, which catches our attention. I see a familiar bi-speckled face walk over to us with a lunch tray in his hand. Glad to see that you made it to lunch this time. Hey Ben, I'm guessing you and Inky already met? Introduced myself after I bumped into him the other day. Speaking of bumps, you should have seen Inky here yesterday. Damien lets out a cackle and slaps me on the back, igniting the gym pains in my body and almost knocking my glasses off. Ben gives a concerned half smile. This must be my eternal torment for the rest of the semester. Yeah, about yesterday. Ben looks down the aisle of chatting students and signals to someone with his head. Standing 10 feet away from us is an opposing-looking dinosaur girl with blonde hair, crimson scales, and sporting a fiery red leather jacket. Ben motions for her to come closer with a soft smile on his face and nods. And she smiles back, though her own is noticeably strained. Okay, I'm here. She slowly makes her way over, and I notice how some of these students begin to quiet down as she passes by them. Oh, I like her. She cute. As she gets closer, her intense presence invades me, and even though we're about the same height, I feel like an ant being crushed under her foot. I like her. She reminds me of Miko. Somewhere in my synapses connects her face to me tasting bright red rubber yesterday. I really wish it hadn't. Inko, Mia here has something to say to you. Mia stays silent, but strides the last couple steps rigidly to stand right in front of me. She sucks in air through her teeth. Sorry. The corner of the girl's lips start to rise. Oh, she's a bitch. Sorry, I didn't mean to knock your lights out. Behind her, I notice Ben wincing. The girl lets out a laugh and lays an arm around my shoulder, her smile growing wide once more. Heat creeps along my face as her muzzle nears my ear, especially when the puff of hot air blows by the lobe. The heat is torn away, though, when I feel her fingers dig roughly into my shoulder and her sharp hiss of a whisper scrape my eardrums. That ball was me being nice, Baldy. Screw with the class ever again and I'll fucking end you. I like her. Nodding and understanding, Mia pushes away from me with a small cheer. See, all clear now, Benny boy. Mia, that's not quite. Oh, boo, you know how I am. Her eyes flutter as she looks his way. Yeah, I know, but you promised you'd be nicer. I know I was. So I'll be seeing you later tonight, Benny. Just like you promised. She waves us off collectively and backs into the crowd, vanishing from either one of us could fully process her words and actions. Damien nudges my side. Dude, I think she likes you. Ben sighs. Sorry about that, Inko. I heard it earlier about what happened at PE and connected the dots. Mia comes off as rough around the edges, but she's actually really sweet. I'll talk to her about it more later. You and her, huh? Yeah, since the start of high school. The classic jock and nerd pairing sounds like you're living the dream. You know it. But yeah, I'm sorry your first impression of her isn't ideal. It's fine. It was just dodgeball, not like she was looking to do something. Yeah. Damien? Damien looks up from the rest of his meal, after selectively hearing his name. Could you not spread rumors about your fellow classmates? No worry, Nico and I are cool. Jesus, man, pick a fucking nickname. That still doesn't make it right. Oh, sure, yeah, yes sir, yeah. He gives Ben a lazy salute. Ben merely sighs as he places his tray on the table and makes himself comfortable on the seat next to me. As he settles in, Ben notices my camera still out on the table. Oh, is this your camera, Inko? Huh? Oh yeah, I was showing it to Damien and Olivia earlier. May I, please? I feel my instincts kick in a moment before remembering that Ben also works with cameras. Sure, have a look. I watch as Ben gingerly picks up my camera and gives it a thorough inspection. I must say, as far as standard DSLRs go, yours is by far very good quality. It's nothing too special really, just something I picked up a while back. Well, you have a good taste in camera models. He hands me back my camera, to which I place it back in my backpack. Thanks. With something like that, it'd be easy to get some great shots. Well, I do have a small collection in a portfolio drive. A portfolio? Oh man, I'd only just got mine a month ago. I bet you've got like a dozen pieces to choose from for the New Year's art contest. The what? He missed the announcement. What announcement? The school has an annual art contest at the start of every new year. The winner gets a small cash prize, but the bigger prize is the fact that the winner's piece is submitted for publication in a couple of big-time magazines. Oh, she's gone. She's shy. Wow. That sounds awesome. Of course, but it also means a lot of students plan ahead and work all summer for something to submit. Did you do something for it, Ben? You know it. Well, good luck. Liz said she'd turn in the perfect piece yesterday. Okay, now I'm interested. Finally a chance to show my real skill at something I'm good at. Oh hey Olivia, could you help me out? With your shots and her art, you two could totally win. Right, Olivia? Olivia? We all turn our heads to Olivia, only to realize that she's disappeared. When did she leave? Confused, I scan around the cafeteria, and my eyes manage to spot her through the crowd of students. She's rolling away towards the cafeteria doors, and quickly. Just like that, I lose sight of her as fast as I had seen her. I turn to look at Damien and Ben. Damien not only looks puzzled, but also disappointed for some reason. Ben, meanwhile... well, he almost looks annoyed that Olivia left. Guess she hasn't changed. So it seems. The venomous sting in his words makes me feel like there's more going on than I'm aware of. I decide not to try and pry into it and instead bring the conversation back. Well, I still want to try. You can upload your submission to the school's website. Oh, then I'll need an account. You don't have one? Don't think so. I've been told they'll get me that stuff by the end of the week. Sounds about right. Truthfully, it takes maybe 5 minutes at most to deal with that. Then why the wait? Nobody wants to deal with it. Guess I'll wait then. Ben scratches the side of his head. I think there's someone in Stuco that can help you out, actually. It's the treasurer's duty today. So that's where Liz ended up? I don't know any names, so maybe? I guess I'll just go get Liz sooner rather than later. I think I'll go take care of that before lunch is over then. See you in class, Ben. Sure thing. Later, Damien. Deuces, man. Tell Liz I said hi. I grab some of the leftover snacks from the table and my backpack and head out of the cafeteria. Finally, I can show off my skills, show that I'm just as capable an artist as anyone else here. And that's where we're going to leave it. So thank you guys for joining me for more of this demo. We will be doing the entire demo, and then when the full game comes out, we'll be doing it. So I hope you guys have a fantastic day or night. Check out the other videos on this channel. Check out my other channel, Sinfully Pure, and my shop where I sell lots of fun things, including my comic. Alright guys, have a fantastic day. Bye!
Having a good time, you're doing